Good morning. Happy Friday.
You're laughing already.
I know, because it's a Friday, Clyde. You have no idea how excited I am. So it is Friday, October 16th. Welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. We are so happy that you're joining us for this next half hour. And I believe Mona might be on her last day of vacation today.
I hope she's watching so we can remind her.
So it's Clyde and I one more day for you. So we're excited. And we have a great show coming up, don't we, Clyde?
Yes, we do. Oh, boy, yes, we do. We've been warming up for this show for a while. Got big weekend plans, Allie?
You know, it's supposed to be a pretty nice weekend. So honestly, I think my big weekend plans are to hop on my motorcycle and take it for a spin. I may go down to Augusta, Kentucky this weekend as well. And we've made a couple team trips.
Yeah.
Maybe stopping by the Beehive again and enjoying some of those river views during the fall. So fingers crossed that the weather stays nice. How about you?
You know, come to think of it, now that you mention it, Augusta would be a good place to visit, one of several good places to visit around here for a nice fall weekend. You know, the other, as I think about it now, is Waynesville. I did a around the block on Waynesville, and I really enjoyed being up there.
That's another thing. I feel like we need to do a couple more around the blocks. We've fallen short a little bit, and especially during the fall, it's nice to get out there and take some walks. So
well, maybe once we stop social distancing a little bit.
Just around the block. Well, as you had mentioned, though, fall is upon us, as we all know. And, you know, you may recall about a week ago, we took a frightening trip to the Dent Schoolhouse with Jon Jon for a fun new series called Jon Jon on the Job. And he's back, and we're putting him back to work at Lachey Arts, where he's tasked with teaching a dance class. Take a look. Day 2 of Jon Jon on the Job. John, where are we?
Lachey Arts. I'm gonna dance.
And I'm going to watch.
That's for the best. I'll take this. Drew and Leah Lachey, they're so good at what they do when it comes to the arts. So today, I'm going to teach a class alongside Leah. Oh.
So here's how this on the job shakes out. Drew and Leah will be evaluating my dance performance on 1, creativity, and 2, execution. The grading scale, 1 to 5 dancing emojis, of course. But first, we stretch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
And roll it
No,
up.
absolutely not.
Leah, what is Lachey Arts?
Oh, wow. It's a dream that Drew and I had, gosh, over 10 years ago now. It's a nonprofit organization that we started with a camp over the summer. And it's kind of just grown into this amazing community of young artists. And now we have our own space here, which is fantastic, and we're offering a lot of workshops and classes. And
everything from theater to film and TV workshops, commercial dance, and heel classes. But still, my only concern, the class that I'll be teaching with Leah.
Let me hear you say, yeah, we're living on love. Yeah, we're living, yeah, we're living on love. Yeah, we're living on love. Yeah, we're living, yeah, we're living on love. Oh, we're gonna take you higher. Oh, we're gonna take you higher. Take you higher. We're gonna lift you up.
The creativity was there. I think there was a lot of improv.
lots of improv.
Thank you.
So I will give you 2.5 cha-chas
Wow.
out of 5.
You know,
I'll take
I'm gonna give you a little higher, just because the rip off of the pants, I feel like that kind of like threw the kids for a loop.
Oh, let's go for a loop, all right. Yes.
I feel like a 4.5 to you. What? Yeah, because it was fun.
It's always my favorite.
It was fun.
Leah has always been my favorite.
Execution.
I did good alongside you.
A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You know, so I feel like having the support of Leah there, seasoned professional, was very helpful for you. I can't go above a 1. I can't. I honestly can't. No, I think the kids had a lot of fun, which is one of the biggest parts of teaching.
Exactly.
And being a nonprofit, trying to educate in the arts. Fun is
Gave
a
them
huge
some
part.
fun.
Game of fun.
Yes. So
Can I get 5 cha-chas?
I would give you a 5 cha-chas. 5 cha-chas for fun.
5 cha-chas. Okay.
2.5 cha-chas. I'm taking that to the bank, or at least to my next job that I go to. I had an absolute blast. Thank you for going out on a limb to try and teach. And that goes to show you what they do here. It doesn't matter who's walking in the door. They're gonna make sure you appreciate the arts before you leave.
Look at what we gave you.
Get to it, son.
Oh, Jon Jon.
Appreciate something, that's for sure.
He's cleaning up in that business for sure, isn't he? Gee whiz.
We never clarified which job he would end up with at the end of the segment.
You do have a point there. Jon, look, brother, I understand. These women get you out in this compromising situation. They videotape you doing what you do. You bring your own style to it. That's what it's all about, you and your style, and then they make fun of you.
Preach.
They hold you up to ridicule. It's wrong.
And this segment is not sponsored by Nair.
That's correct. I needed to expose those kids to the real world, and I feel like I did a good job of that. You both also know that as fellow giraffes, we have a lot more real estate to move around.
Exactly.
So sometimes not as graceful as it could be, but I can say I left it all on the field.
Yes, you did. Whatever it was, you left it all on the field. So what is it you want people to take away from what they just saw you do at Lachey Arts?
Well, trauma is not it. What I was shooting for here is that anybody can walk in there and they're going to make a masterpiece out of you. Eventually, anybody can try it. Drew and Leah are so good at what they do. And fun fact here, Drew and Leah also actually helped my wife and I choreograph our first dance for our wedding. So this is not my first run-in with them and their expertise. And it's both so talented, and to take me on, oh Lord, there it is again.
Hunting our dreams.
You'll never live that down. Hey, Allie, right quick, you're like the Hungarian judge here. How many, what's your rating? He got like what, I think up to 4 cha-chas, 5 cha-chas. How many do you give him?
So technically, yeah, let's clarify, he had 5 fun cha-chas, and on average, he really ended up with around an average score of 3, which really isn't bad. So if we're gonna talk about shock factor, totally. Fun, shock factor, I give him a 5. If we're giving him technical skills and ability to dance, he had a great floss. He had a great running man. So, but
yes,
that was
he
not
did.
the routine. However, with that, I will give him a 2. So, I'll give him like a 3.5 average.
His mop jockey move wasn't too bad either.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fly.
Look at that.
Jon
Males
Jon,
helping males, pumping each other up. I love it.
we have to. We get torn up on this show when we dance. Jon Jon, thank you so much. Proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Leave
right.
it on the field. That's what you do.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Many of us drive by Spring Grove Cemetery every day unaware of a fascinating history. That includes Superman, an obsessed millionaire, and its own species of tree. No wonder it's a Cincinnati curiosity. Enclosing 733 acres, Cincinnati Spring Grove Cemetery and Arboretum is the 3rd largest cemetery in the United States, and it's a recognized U.S. National Historic Landmark. Founded in 1844, Spring Grove has acquired a veritable library of legends. Some are even true. For instance, Superman is not buried in Spring Grove. It is true, however, that the earthly remains of George Reeves, the actor who played Superman on television during the 1950s, were held in a vault at Spring Grove Cemetery for a couple of months after his death. But Reeves' body was eventually cremated and shipped to California for burial. George K. Schoenberger used to visit Spring Grove by telescope. It was Schoenberger who built the magnificent Scarlet Oaks mansion in Clifton for his wife, Sarah. When Sarah died, Schoenberger had a magnificent vault constructed for her eternal rest. Although Schoenberger remarried, he sighed for Sarah and often climbed into one of the Scarlet Oak's turrets to gaze upon her tomb with a telescope. Well, one day, the second Mrs. Schoenberger had enough of this and locked George in his turret. The cemetery is named Spring Grove because the grounds are watered by several natural springs that continue to provide a source of fresh water to this day. But in 1844, cemetery investors proposed a plethora of potential names, including Cincinnati Rural, Macatiwa, Macpila, Rose Hill, Shadeland, Oakland, Mount Hope, Rosedale, Fairlawn, Miami, Walnutdale, Silent Hill, Cincinnati Cemetery, The Elms, Rosamont, Greenvale, Mount Repose, Hopeland, Glenwood, Willow Glen, Oakland Valley, Elmwood, Hazelwood, and ultimately Spring Grove. Now, for some residents, Spring Grove is their third resting place. Perhaps 1,000 or more of the people buried at Spring Grove died years, even decades before the cemetery was opened in 1845. How's that possible? Well, Cincinnati's first burial grounds were located at the original outskirts of town around 4th Street. As the city grew, the dead were relocated to more remote graveyards, such as the area where Washington Park is now. The new confines quickly filled during the cholera epidemics of the 1830s and 1840s, and many of the burials were relocated again to Spring Grove. Did you know Spring Grove holds a patent on a tree? The white flowering dogwood, known scientifically as Cornus florida, is susceptible to a nasty fungus. The horticulture team at Spring Grove Cemetery bred a cultivar or variant of the species that appears to withstand fungal infection while producing abundant flowers and tolerance for hot and cold temperatures. Patent PP 8500 was awarded in 1933.
And right now, let me welcome back the one and only Greg Hand, the man who curates these curiosities for us. Greg, thanks so much for being with us again.
Thank you.
Gonna start with the question about Superman, because that's what's gonna have everybody buzzing. Why was his body held at Spring Grove if he died in California?
Yes, you know, his mother was living in Cincinnati, and apparently she had Cincinnati roots, and there was a family plot in Spring Grove, and so she originally wanted to have him buried here in Cincinnati. And in fact, there is a communication that's in the files where she requested a crypt to be built for her son Superman. Now, she didn't say for my son George. In this letter, she says for my son Superman. And so the body was held here for a little while they were deciding whether they could build this crypt. Ultimately decided there wasn't enough room in the family plot, and so he went back to California. But that's how he had this brief interlude and started this 50 years of legend.
For a cemetery, Spring Grove sure doesn't have a lot of spooky legends, does it?
You know, when I was looking up spooky stories about cemeteries, and I'd never find anything on Spring Grove, it was kind of frustrating until I realized this is a sign of the success of the early planners. They went out of their way to create an inviting and comfortable atmosphere in contrast to the sort of spooky cemeteries that were in use in the downtown area. And so my read on the situation is that the early planners really succeeded in their vision in making a cemetery that you want to, for instance, have a picnic at, rather than take somebody there to scare them.
And to Mr. Schoenberger, where was he eventually buried?
The Schoenberger marriage. Yes, you know, eventually Mr. Schoenberger went to his reward, and he is now buried at Spring Grove. The second Mrs. Schoenberger, the one who locked him in the closet, she went on to another marriage. She married a Canadian composer of some fame, and she became quite well known in Canada through her association with her composer husband. But Mr. Schoenberger no longer needs a telescope. He is buried right next to his Sarah.
All right, Greg, thank you so much for talking to us.
Always a pleasure. Can't wait till next time.
What a cool story. Thanks, Clyde. Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, a local place is busting myths about care for dementia patients. We'll show you more about the artist's way of helping people with degenerative mental diseases and family members who take care of them. Plus, how would you like to save money at the pump? We'll talk to a woman from Ross, Ohio about how the UDF U-Drive card has helped keep money in her pocket and her gas tank full. All that and more, just a few minutes.
When you hear the term memory care, what goes through your mind? You know, chances are you have an image of lonely seniors sitting around, but a local place is changing this misconception. And right now I want to welcome Jerry Kraft, the marketing director at Artis Senior Living of Mason. Jerry, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Mona, for having me today.
Absolutely. Well, okay, a lot of people do think about that, but memory care for seniors at Artis Senior Living is different. Talk to us about that.
We here at Artis of Mason and Artis of Bridgetown, we have a partnership profile that we actually get from every family member, and it gives us a whole background on the person and how we can take care of them to the best of our abilities. And in that partnership profile, we have a activities section, and it gives us a whole different concept than other communities. It gives us a you know, if the people like to dance, it's there. So we invite them to come and dance. If they like to sing, we sing, and we have music programs. Our activities actually goes from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 7:30 at night. So with that being said, it's just a whole stimulating day for the person, instead of the thought of that they're just sitting in front of a TV and watching TV all day.
And taking care of aging family members really is a daunting, tough job, and sometimes can be isolating. So tell us how you can help caregivers.
Well, we really strive to help the caregivers, especially out in the community, to be a resource. We have various webinars. We offer a support group. We also offer things like the Memory Cafe. We're doing a virtual dinner party for like a question and answer. Let's be clear about it. You know, the person that's taking care of the dementia person is having to get up in the middle of the night. If the person's up, they're having to be the cook, the housekeeper, the entertainer. And so that's why we think it's better to have people in our community, because we can do all that, and the family member can actually become the wife, the daughter, the son, the husband, and take that role back instead of being the caregiver.
If people want to sign up for an event or get more information, where should they go?
Sure. They can call or visit our website at theartistway.com/WCPO.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mona. It's been a pleasure.
You work hard for your money, so why waste it when it comes to things like paying for gas? We talked to Kimberly Lynn Goodman from Ross, Ohio about how the UDF U-Drive card has kept more of her hard-earned money in her pocket. Take a look.
What I like about the U-Drive card is all the savings you can get. Well, there's a lot of benefits that I love about the U-Drive card. One is like every purchase pretty much that you can get, you save money on gas. Well, we accumulate them, get to like 60 cents to $1. That way then when we fill up the car, we get a huge savings. To not pay full price for gas is like an achievement. It's like a game. The more I can save, I have even taken pictures at the pump of how much I pay for gas and posted on social media. And people's like, wow, how did you do that? We save the points, and UDF is the best place to save money at. Everybody goes crazy and they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, go shopping. I stop at the other convenience stores, we always go to UDF. It's like an euphoria. It's like you're watching it, and then it's like you beat the system. Although you're doing everything legal, but it feels like you're doing something wrong because you're saving that much. When everybody's paying $2 something a gallon, you're paying like $1 something. When you have a kid or a grandkid, which I love ice cream too, who doesn't? But the $4.40, anytime you have a kid with you, what do they want? Ice cream. And it's a great thing, and the ice cream is amazing. So it's easy to get 40 cents in a couple of days. And to get 40 cents, that's crazy. You just add that up over a week or two. If you save it, when you buy 4 cones, you get 40 cents off a gallon. That's 40 cents. Compare that to going to the big box stores. You have to spend 100 to get 10 cents. On Wednesdays, yeah, when I get up out of bed, I check my phone and my app to see what the freebies are. And we have to go rush down there and get them because it's such great deals. Sometimes they'll be out because everybody flocks. Because how many times can you go to a store that you always go to and you get something for free? You don't have to buy anything or anything. You get it for free for just being there, for being a customer.
And we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, be sure to check us out on Facebook. We post all our guest segments and community stories there for you to watch and share with your friends. So like us and follow us now at facebook.com/Cincy Lifestyle.
And a quick look outside at the home of the Cincinnati Ballet. So see, we're staying on that dancing theme. Temperatures in the upper 50s this afternoon, sunny skies with light winds for the day. Going to be a beautiful day out there, Allie. So I hope you get out there and enjoy it, make the most of this day. And I hope all of you at home who are watching us, when you're not passing on information that we need to know for the show, will get out yourselves and make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.